welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry about the lighting. I tried to figure it out, but look, isn't it gorgeous? Oh, it's not mine. It is spring break for me, so I am with my best friends who are married, and I'm just hanging out with them this week, and I plan to get a lot of reading done. The clips that just showed were from my college and how everything is blooming and it's so nice, and I love when it's sunny outside so much. I could just I'm just naturally so much happier that way, and I'm so happy about it. So basically, for this vlog, the first book that I'm going to finish, so it's the only one I'm going to talk about right now because I really want to finish it, and it is honestly technically not even spring break yet, because spring break is supposed to be like during the week you would have school, and today is Saturday, so this vlog is going to be a little long. But yeah, I'm just gonna show you what I'm gonna read during these next 10 days, and it'll be great. First is the book Love and Other Words. I think I've talked about it a little bit on here and on TikTok as well, and I am on page 182 out of like 400, so I have this much left to go. I'm almost halfway through, but yeah, basically it is a second chance romance, but when the guy comes back into the girl's life, she is already engaged, be it to a man she hasn't known for very long, but that does make things a little more complicated. And it's a nice, like, it feels like a springtime read, especially like with the cover and with just like how lighthearted it is, and it's pretty light and easy to read. I wouldn't say it's like gonna be one of my favorite romances of all times, but I do feel like it's just a feel-good read and something that is light and something that I can get through. So I do plan to read this book first, and then I'll let you know what I'm reading next. Okay, so I'm clearly in the car. I'm in Rihanna's new car, and it is Sunday. It is the next day, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the progress that I've made so far in Love and Other Words. And as far as the past, I am starting to get like more giddy and just more invested in their relationship. It did take until like around page 150 or 200, I feel, to like start getting giddy, but now I'm on page 268. I have this much over on this side left, and I'm pretty excited to keep reading more, at least about the past. As far as the present, I'm not really, I don't know, like, I can tell that there are still feelings there. I just don't know. I just don't care as much yet. I have a feeling that I will as far as the writing goes. And also, I just like reading this book because of the cover, and it feels so nice to just read something with such a light cover, and then the floppiness. Like, I do enjoy books that just feel good to read, like regardless of whether or not I actually like the content. But yeah, I am starting to get giddy in the past because we have entered their teenage years, and so now they are starting to do more and explore more with each other, and thinking about like, oh, I like this person as more than a friend, but do I want to like risk ruining the friendship or not? Now the three of us are about to go out and eat, and so I will read more and update you. And also Rihanna's gonna do my hair, so I'm super excited about that, and I'll update you while I read, while she does my hair and all of that stuff. bonnet. My hair is halfway done and I actually have not been feeling that well. It is Tuesday, so I only missed like one day of vlogging yesterday, which was Monday, but I did finish Love and Other Words. Finally, I finished this book this morning. Actually, I was feeling really bad yesterday, so I just like was asleep and then woke up for an hour or two, and then went back to sleep up for an hour or two, like all day. And so I woke up again at 5 this morning and I finished this book around 6 or 7, and it was like 403 pages. I will say I don't think it needed to be this long. Also, I didn't love it, unfortunately, especially since this is a book that I waited years to read. I do feel a little bad also because I know that these authors are really popular, and I will say that it is impressive that you can't really tell that it's two different authors writing together. But personally, I didn't feel like there was anything in this book that stood out to me. It seems like a standard second chance romance. You know, they met as kids, they didn't talk for a long time. I mean, the reason why I've never seen before in a book once we got there. However, I didn't feel like it was executed well enough to where I was like completely like heartbroken or anything like that. But it was a nice read. It was just something to have, just something to read, to be reading, and I loved the floppiness of the book and things like that. But I don't think I would necessarily recommend it unless somebody is like just now getting into romance or something like that. And I would say it is kind of slow burn, but it's not like Mariana Zapata's slow burn, in that I think that Mariana Zapata's is a little bit, I don't know, more angsty, more giddy, and this is just like, you know, they were like scared, which kind of makes sense, but I didn't really understand why they still loved each other, if that makes sense. I understand that, you know, they started loving each other as teenagers, but I kind of wanted them to fall back in love with each other, or like I wanted to see a reason that the adults would work as, you know, as opposed to just going off of the love they had for each other in the past. So that's personally some things that I would have liked to see done differently in the book, but I still think it was good. Obviously, like, I finished it and I'm the first to DNF a book, so if I finish the book, unless I had a prior like engagement or I'm buddy reading it, I usually don't finish books that I don't like unless I'm like, I don't know, maybe over halfway through it. But most of the time if I finish a book, I'm not going to give it any less than 3 stars because obviously I didn't mind it that much. So Love in Other Words is getting 3 stars from me. So I will be reading 2 books now because one of them is Climate by Whitney Hansen. Oh my goodness. None of y'all told me that she has another book out. And my friend Rihanna, who I'm staying with right now, she told me about this one, and she's read Climate. She hasn't read Home yet, and she's going to. And I told her how much, we were talking about how much we love Whitney Hansen's poetry, how great it is. And I am on page 20 because I did start it while I was reading Other Words, but then I was like, you know what, let me finish Love in Other Words. So far I think it's great. I do think that I don't know if anything can beat Home or like be up to that level, so we'll see how this one was. And yeah, I really do like Whitney Hansen's poetry so much. It just hits you right in the feels. I'm already taking pictures of the main poems that I love, like beyond measure. I didn't know it was possible to suffer the weight of forever in a moment, but that was how it felt looking at you for the last time. And then this one is at the end of a poem, so I'm not gonna read the whole poem, but it says, I'm so tired of being wise. Sometimes I just want to be hurt. I was like, oh. But yeah, so I'm really excited about Climate. This one is about 337 pages, and I'm very excited about it. And you know, since poetry is gonna go by really fast. And then on my iPad, because I didn't really bring any more physical books that I want to read or finish besides Love in Other Words. So on my iPad, I will be reading From the Embers by Ali Martinez. And basically this book is about how these 2 couples were all in the house, like I guess having a double date, and there was a fire, and then the guy tries to bring his wife out, like save his wife from the fire, and he accidentally saves his wife's best friend. So then there's a lot of tension there, you know, because like they're both living without their significant others and they blame each other, I guess. And it's also a romance, so I figured like the angst is gonna be And I'd also read another book by Ali Martinez called Fighting Silence, and I did like that one. I think I rated it like a 3.5 stars. So I want to see how I like this one. And it just seems like such a wild premise that I've never heard of before. So really, really excited to start that one. And yeah, those are all of my updates for right now. I am feeling a little better today, which is good because we are supposed to like go out and do things today or tomorrow. So I will show you guys that if we do. Yeah, so those are all of the updates I have for you right now. And I will see you later. Okay, so now that my hair is done, and ignore the angle that this is at, but now that my hair is done, I want to talk about From the Embers by Ali Martinez. And the thing is that I was thinking, remember how I said how Love in Other Words was like a standard second chance romance? I realized that the one I was comparing it to was Ali Martinez's other book, which was Fighting Silence, because that is also like they grew up together as kids, and I was comparing it to that, and I think that I liked Fighting Silence more. So that was actually really funny that I just wound up reading another one of her books. But yeah, so From the Embers, I really, really love that book. I don't think I'm gonna rate it any less than 4 stars. Yeah, I don't see that happening. But I don't have like a concrete yet because I want to see like how much I think about it afterwards and all of those things. But it was really, really good because like I said, like he saved the wrong guy, the wrong woman. He meant to save his wife and he did not. He saved someone who didn't even really like him because that's his wife's best friend and his best friend's wife, and like she didn't even really like him before and they didn't really like each other that much. And then I loved how many moments we got of them being happy and how giddy I was. Oh my gosh, if y'all could have seen me being like to this book. Oh my gosh, there were just so many moments where I was just like smiling or giddy or blushing or something like that. And this is a really short book and it packed a lot of emotions into it, and just seeing them fall in love and seeing them like do things like co-parent. And I usually don't read books or enjoy books that have kids involved, but both of them did have kids involved from their marriage, and so just seeing them like have to bond because of that and like trying to take care of each other through this like huge change and tragedy. Oh my gosh, it was such a good book. Oh my gosh, and it was only like around 280 pages or something, and it was really, really good. I'm just like, oh my goodness. One thing that I didn't like about the other book that I read by this author was that there was like some random like thing thrown in toward the end, like a bad event, not like a third act breakup or anything like that, thank goodness. Yeah, but this time the thing that was thrown in at the end did make more sense. So to the plot, like it kind of like it tied up some loose ends. I didn't even know where the loose ends. So yeah, I think that was actually good, and yeah, I don't see myself rating this anything below a 4. And just it was so, the way that the characters cared for each other and respected each other, and the scenes with the kids are so cute. I love the kids, and I love that the author actually wrote the kids as kids, their age, like how they would act and how funny it is and adorable it is, because I do think that it can be hit or miss with authors sometimes whether or not they write kids as kids instead of like writing kids as older for some reason. But yeah, I really liked that part too. And I love the dual point of view. That was nice. And their problem solving, oh my goodness, yeah. And like I said, I've never seen this premise before, and I really, really enjoyed this book. So yeah. And the next book that I'm gonna read is also on Kindle, but I do also want to definitely I want to finish Climate before I leave, and I wanted to do this clip outside earlier since it is spring break, and so I wanted to how good it looks outside, but we're doing my hair today, and I just finished, and I don't want to like update again until after my hair is done. But the next book that I will be reading besides Climate is also going to be on Kindle, and I'm going to try the Co-op. Now, I actually forgot about what this was about. So we have the Co-op by Tara DeWitt and A Marriage of Convenience, I believe. So there it is. But I'll put it up on the screen so I don't have to hold that up. And oh my gosh, it's a second chance romance and it's a marriage of convenience. Oh my goodness. I am probably gonna love this. I don't think I've ever read one that is actually both a marriage of convenience and a second chance romance. So I'm very excited. Very excited about this, and so I'll probably start that tonight because my friend is actually sleeping right now and it's only 8:55 p.m. Yeah, I'm super excited about that. And my friend and I, we watched Ramona and Beezus earlier, and I just completely did not appreciate that book and that movie enough when I was younger, because the emotional roller coaster that we went through watching that movie. And then I didn't realize there was a second chance romance in that, and then we were like screaming, we were like, ah, oh my gosh. Yeah, it's been a really good spring break. And we also ate pizza together. Like, she ate half the pizza, I ate half the pizza, and then ice cream and brownies. And so I'd say I'm living the life. But yeah, I'm just really excited to read some more, and I'll let you guys know I do really want to finish Climate too, so we'll see which one I do first. Alright, I am like 5 minutes into the book, and I know it's a second chance romance, but so far, from the past that we're going off of, our main character, homeboy, it's not looking good. He's not looking good. Editing Layla here to wrap up the vlog. So basically, did finish Climate by Whitney Hansen, and I am very happy about it. I would give this book 5 stars as well, like I gave Home 5 stars. And this is also, it's about a breakup, but not as much as Home is. This is more about like how you treat yourself and things like that, and learning to be the one that you depend on, I feel, and learning to be okay with change. And it was really good, and I'd say I would give this a soft 5 stars. So what I mean by soft 5 stars is that, like Home, I would live and die for that book. Okay, I will talk about it with like all the excitement in the world and things like that. However, with Climate, this is like a 5 star. Like, I would sleep like this. With the book, I would take it with me. I need some comfort, or if I'm feeling down one day. So yeah, it's like a softer 5 stars, a comfier 5 stars, and less of a manic 5 stars. Like, everybody has to read this. I do think that people should read this, but yeah, I'd give this a soft 5 stars. And I just thought it was really, really good. Here's one on page 223. It's a little bit of a longer one. It says, "What makes your love so special is that it isn't something profound. It is uncomplicated. It is easy. It's flowers just because. It's tacos for breakfast. And make sure you text me when you make it home safe. It isn't anxious or impatient. For so long, I clung to this misconception that love had to be chaotic. Thought that the only love that was powerful was the one out of control. But you are not a storm. You are not chaos. But you are love. And I was wrong." I love that so much, because I do love the mundane things, and I think a lot of people do grow to love the more mundane side of love. But I feel like when we grow up, like if you watch like Vampire Diaries and all of that stuff, love is always chaotic, and like the TV shows, because it's always like the will they, won't they, all of that stuff, and it just doesn't have to be like that. And then you don't even like that when you get older. It's like, what is this toxic energy? And not that I don't like the Vampire Diaries. And then the Co-op, love the Co-op. It is also enemies to lovers. So we have Marriage of Convenience, which automatically means forced proximity, and it's a second chance romance, and it's enemies to lovers right now. Her do it. It's just doing something to me today. I love it so much. So basically, I am on page 116 out of 354 pages of this book. and it's chapter 10. So the chapters are a little bit longer than I'm used to, but it really works for this book, and we do get dual point of view between Loren, which is the female main character, and Deacon, who is the male main character. And let me tell you about this book. I love their banter and stuff, but I also love how curious they are about each other at the same time. Like, they'll argue about something, and then in their minds they'll go and think, oh, what if they actually didn't mean that in a bad way? What if this happened or something like that? Or they're like, I wonder how they feel about this, and then they're like, oh, I shouldn't be worried about how they feel. And I really like that about it too. And I just think that you can see that there's some tension there already, just by how they, I guess, not act on the outside, but how they think. And that's why I love being inside characters' heads. And I feel like they would make a pretty good team once they stop freaking arguing. But I'm excited about it, and I do really like the book so far. I think it's really good, and I am excited to get to know both of the characters more, because they both seem a little guarded, like even in their freaking heads. So I'm excited about that. So I did finish 3 books in this blog. I finished Love in Other Words, which was 3 stars, From the Embers, which is 4 to 5 stars. I still have not decided, and Climate, which was 5 stars. And now I am reading The Co-op and over 100 pages into that. And so I would say this was a very successful spring break. I am so grateful to my friend Rihanna for letting me stay here. It was like a very chill spring break, which was exactly what I needed. I spend most of my time just inside, which I don't usually do, with book, and we watched Disney movies, and we ate junk food, and it was just really, really nice and calming, and we had dance parties. So yeah, I would say that this was a very nice and successful spring break trip. But school does start back tomorrow, so I'm gonna have to resume that. And yeah, I hope you guys liked it. If you made it to the end of this video, let me know what you're doing over spring break, if you do have a spring break, and just let me know what you read this week in general, spring break or not. And I am also a life coach, so I will be leaving my life coaching information down below as well, and I will try to remember to link my TikTok and stuff. I do not know for the life of me how to link my Goodreads, but yeah. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next video. Please like and subscribe. Bye.